Hello, everybody, and welcome to the CryptoWave podcast, where we keep you up to date on all the latest news, trends, and people that are making waves in crypto. I'm Jennifer with Space Coast Crypto Consulting, and joining me here today are my co-hosts Jesse and Joey.
Happy New Year, everybody! Happy 2022.
Hello.
We made it through.
Yep, 2022.
Jesse, how are you?
I'm good. I feel good.
You feel good?
I think 22 is going to be a good year.
I think so.
I do too. You know, I spent the first couple of weeks. We've had a couple of weeks of break, really just kind of thinking about my vision for this year, and I'm feeling good about it. Just setting goals, and I think that this is going to be a really great year in crypto, despite the beginning. We didn't really get the normal January effect that maybe the markets have been used to.
Right.
So we're opening up the year. Actually, this is the worst year the worst opening of the year, start of the year for Bitcoin in the past decade.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I bought the dip. Did you?
I bought the dip.
Did you? Or did you panic at the disco?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I wish I had more money.
Yeah. So
I want to buy the dip.
I'm staking some more Ethereum.
Nice.
You know, did that. Mm-hmm. Tezos as well, staking some Tezos.
Mm-hmm.
Making that 4.5% on each of those commodities. Reinstituted my position in Shibu.
Nice.
Got back into the 150 million mark.
Did you really?
For cheap, yeah.
You went all the way up to 150 million.
I think so. I think it's that much. I bought the dip. I've been putting a lot of money into this. I call it the bargain. The bargain of 22. You know, I mean, we saw Ethereum get down to 3,000 ish.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's rebounded the last 24 hours to like 33.
Yeah, I've been watching.
But it's still not. It's 6 or 4.5 or 5.5 or anything else that we saw last year. So, I consider that 50% off in my mind.
Yep. Well, I did buy one thing I'll tell you guys about. So none of this is financial advice, of course. Just a little disclaimer there. We're all speculating the market right along with you, and anything that we talk about is not a recommendation to buy anything. But I bought some Ravencoin. And so Ravencoin, I'll explain it, is a fork off of the Bitcoin network. Although Ravencoin is not aiming to be the same thing as Bitcoin. Bitcoin is trying to replace as a monetary and payment network. Ravencoin is actually an NFT platform where you can tokenize assets. Ooh, and so Ravencoin is a fork of the Bitcoin blockchain, which means they've basically copied this open source code and are using the same code. So it has the same mining mechanism. So it's a proof of work mining token. And it has 21 billion Ravencoin on the network that will ever be in supply. And it's released through this proof of work mining consensus mechanism. And the blocks, instead of being mined every 10 minutes, are mined every 1 minute. And so it's a larger scale. But they just had their halving on January 11th. So the halving of the Ravencoin, and this is their first halving. And so Bitcoin, when Bitcoin had its first halving, it went from about $12 to $1,200.
Wow.
So Ravencoin's network has actually grown faster as far as market cap as Bitcoin has. And so we'll see this year, if it performs in the same way as Bitcoin did, then it could raise hundreds of percent.
Nice.
I wish I would have known that.
I mean,
before it halved.
She recommended that to me a while ago.
Oh, okay. Ravencoin. Did we talk about that last year?
Yes.
You can still get in on it. I mean,
yes.
On what exchange?
Binance.
Ravencoin you can purchase on Binance.us or Crypto.com. They also have their
Crypto.com.
own wallets where you can purchase it directly as well.
Okay.
I didn't see it on I had to buy it on Binance.
Oh.
I couldn't find it on crypto at the time.
Yeah. I don't think it was. I think it's been newly listed on there.
I think it is. Mm-hmm. And then I did some, because of all of our conversation on the metaverses and stuff, so I bought a little bit on, I bought sand and decentralized land.
Mana. Mana,
Nano.
Mana and
Nano.
Decentraland. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Mana and Sand.
Yeah, those are going to be great, just long-term holds. They're not getting any smaller. We know
I didn't
that.
spend a lot of money. I just threw a couple of shekels at it and just want to see what that does, and because everything we've been reading and everything that Jesse's been teasing us about. So I said, you know what, let me get into it. We can, we're sitting here talking about it, so let's. When we started this show a few months ago, it was what's Joey going to do, and since I was the novice, so I said let's put some money here and we'll watch a little bit of how that does over the next few months as well. So I bought that just before the break. I believe I did that. I bought a little bit more into Shiba because that dropped a little bit because I diversified when it went high, and I was able to purchase a few things, and then so we went with some more Sheeb.
Good.
So hopefully, because Sheebs, if you look, and it's doing some funky stuff, some Shibu land, and in the metaverse, and so we'll see what's happening in there. And they still have faith in it. It's moving along out of a meme coin, I guess. Jennifer, I know, is moving away from it, thinking everybody in a crap coin. So we'll see what's happening.
Are you putting words in my mouth?
No, you told me way back when that was a shit coin, and you weren't a very big fan of it.
Well, I want to be more of a value investor. I'm going to look at things that have fundamental use cases and
utility.
That are going to have longer
gotcha.
term. But you know what? Don't bet against the meme. Don't bet against the dog. If it's got a cute little doggy on it, you want to also take those sentiment trades where you have a big community behind things. And Shiba definitely has a big community. So
and that was
I'm not going to hate on it.
And that was the other one I bought. A little dog was Dodge Elon.
Dogecoin?
Doge alone.
Doge alone.
Yeah, Elon Doge alone.
Doge alone.
Yeah.
Have I not heard of this? Is this a new one?
No, it's
like a spin-off of
Okay, so
do you know it, Jennifer?
Is it like Omicron of the COVIDs?
So anybody can create a token, right? So what people like to do is create a token that has the word Doge in it, or Elon, or Sheeb, or Moon. Like, there are some token words that kind of can all be jumbled together.
Sure.
And so I think the combination of Doge, Elon, people will just think that it's something big, and I mean they'll pump pretty crazily, but you're just always at risk of a rug pull situation.
Right. Yeah, it wasn't a lot of money. It was just a couple of fun. It was lunch money. Again, everybody
gambling
out there, if you're gonna sweat over it, don't do it. It was lunch money. And if anybody knows me, I eat a lot of lunch, and Jesse has seen me eat lunch, and so he knows how much money I spend on lunch. So we're not talking a Subway.
And some people, they don't want to do away with their lunch monies. But I would say, that Friday night bar tab, that $50-$100 that you spend on a Friday night, once a month, stay home, invite some friends over, play some Jenga, whatever.
Tell your friends to bring the food.
Yeah, and
buy some.
And then and then save that money and put it into you'll never miss it.
No.
If you weren't going to miss it on a Friday night at the bar, you're not going to miss it if it sits somewhere. And not for nothing, it's kind of been exciting. Although this new year, it's like red again.
Yeah, you know what? The market's been down since we've last recorded. Everything's been in the red, and today we finally got a little bit of a bounce. I mean, Bitcoin went all the way down to $39,000 and has begun a little bit of a reversal. So the biggest news of today, CPI numbers came out at 7%. So the highest inflation, consumer price index inflation rate that we've had in 40 years.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yes.
And it's all preventable.
All preventable. Absolutely.
And that's where we're at right now.
That we're not going to get into politics today.
No, but that's why, again, full disclosure, none of us are financial experts.
Nope.
But it's nice to, you got two ways to take your cash, to hedge inflation. Don't put it on your mattress because it's going to be as worthless as you made it. So at that income, that paycheck, you can only do a couple things with it to beat inflation and get it that instant 7% of a kick, essentially to make it essentially worth what it should be worth. Because we all know the dollar's already been so devalued, and even the dollar that you earn today is only worth like half of the value it was.
It's actually lost 95% of its value since 1913. So the same dollar that you had in 1913 is worth, 5 cents or even less. Actually, so 95% of its value is lost. So basically what you have to do is you have to beat inflation. You have to get invested. You have to put those dollars to work to beat inflation.
Right now, Florida real estate is double digits appreciation year after year. We've seen that for the last 2 years in different markets, of course. Consult your local real estate professional. And, but in some markets, you're actually beating it like any other market. But, stay out of the bank, stay out of the shoebox under your mattress, get into some kind of vehicle that's at least you're going to just stay put. Everyone's smart with their money. All the people who are big, even the conservative investors, are still making 3% on their money every year. And that's a very conservative growth. And that just keeps you at the inflation model. That just keeps your dollar where it is in January to remain the same value in December after the dollar gets compounded with all this inflation and everything else. And so when you do those kind of investments, again, either very conservative like treasury bonds and other bonds, municipal bonds, or if you go a little more aggressive and speculative like crypto, 2 different ways. But definitely do something, diversify. Get into some high risk, high yield, some cryptos and some other stocks that are high risk, high yield. Get 20, 30% in some growth and some conservative markets. But yeah, diversify. Consult your local financial advisors for more. But I found that I was able to be successful with crypto because guess what? I didn't lose money in crypto. Not all year. Not every time that I've ever traded crypto did I lose money. I never sold